Now recognizes the gentleman from Pennsylvania.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days in which to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous material on S. 2971 as amended.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized for such time.
Mr. Speaker, let me begin by thanking Chairman Schuster for his tremendous support and leadership on this issue. For over 8 years, the bipartisan leadership of the Transportation Committee has been the driving force behind trying to get these reforms through Congress, and today we are closer than ever. I also want to thank Ranking Member DeFazio and Ranking Member Carson for their bipartisan support. The House unanimously passed a nearly identical measure earlier this year as part of the FEMA Disaster Assistance Reform Act, H.R. 1471. Today, when members of the search and rescue teams are federalized and sent across state lines, they don't know who, if anyone, will pay for their injuries, disabilities, or death. So 2971 addresses that issue and clarifies that long-standing concern which has hindered the deployment of critical search and rescue teams between states. Currently, there are 28 USAR teams across the nation. Members of these teams are cross-trained in areas such as search, rescue, medical, hazardous materials, and logistics. The teams include firefighters, physicians, structural engineers, and first responders, and they are trained and equipped with help from FEMA. While the members of these teams are not federal, they do not hesitate to respond to disasters in other states. These teams have been deployed over the years to numerous disasters, including the Pentagon and World Trade Center on 9/11, Hurricane Sandy, and most recently, Hurricane Matthew. The challenge has been that when these team members are federalized, they do not have clarity on who is responsible if they were injured or even killed while performing their jobs. It is amazing that we ask these men and women to go into collapsed structures to search for trapped survivors, risking life and limb without providing them with the clarity when it comes to liability and injuries. The stories of the selfless heroism of these men and women are numerous and humbling. Their work is tireless, physically and emotionally demanding, and nerve-wracking. In Hurricane Matthew, one team helped make more than 100 rescues in North Carolina alone, including the rescue of a 98-year-old hospice patient when they had to go into areas where the water was 5 to 7 feet above street level, and they could only see the tops of the street signs. In the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy, a single task force rescued more than 850 individuals in 17 hours from a flooded area overwhelmed by a tidal surge. And there are hundreds more such as these accounts. These heroes play an essential role in the federal response to national disasters and catastrophes. In addition, the national USAR system benefits our state, local, and regional emergency managers and first responders through training, equipment, and preparedness. The local government and other entities that sponsor the members of the teams should not have to worry about being left vulnerable or exposed by allowing their employees to participate in such a critical national asset. After 8 years, it is time to give men and women who put their lives at risk the liability protections they and their families need and deserve. I urge my